Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Gamecube collection. There is quite a few games here, and to be honest, I just wanted to do something a bit different. Essentially, I just want to go over all the Gamecube games that I've got. Most of them were second-hand. There are some in here that are new, but I want to go over my collection, show off the games that I've kept, and talk about, you know, just some of these games in general, basically. So I'm going to start with a stack in front of me and then go through them. They should kind of be ordered to some degree, but I thought there'd be something different, something fun. So let's start off with a couple of Mortal Kombat games. We have Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. You can see that, alright? And Mortal Kombat Deception. Now, you might not notice this, but a normal European Gamecube game, that's what it looks like on the side. So it looks like on the top. But this is an import, as you can see. Slightly different box. This is an American version, because for some reason I didn't think I could get an English version of this. This is an American version for my Gamecube. Inside is also different. It's a bit different shaped to how that is in the European version. Down there, rather than at the top. With the memory card slot. But yeah, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat Deception. So Deadly Alliance, I remember playing this quite a lot with my brother. This is the one that has, I think they kill off Liu Kang in it, and it's basically focused on Quan Chi and on Shang Tsung. I remember this being pretty good. I mean, they've got classic people in there. I remember, like, who have we got? We've got new people. This is where they added in Li Mei, Su Hao, Movado, Blind Kenshi, Frost. But yeah, I remember this being a good game. This is being a lot of fun, and playing a lot of this with my brother. It only takes up one memory card block, apparently. But yeah, there's the back of the box as well, if you guys want to... Hopefully you can read it. It's DVD content. I didn't know it was DVD content. Oh, History of Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it's Midway Games and Criterion did this one. Weird, I didn't know Criterion were part of this. But yeah, this was actually fun. A lot of the 3D Mortal Kombat games are considered not as good as the 2D ones, but I remember this being fun. As for Deception, I remember playing the single player in this. This is the one where you play as, is it Majinko? I've forgotten his name. You play as a particular dude, and he goes through and unleashes issues. At the end of the game, end of Deadly Alliance, they unleash this dragon. Is this Shao Kahn? Maybe that's Shao Kahn on the front, but there's a dragon guy anyway that you have to fight in this, and that's quite a good single player. The Nintendo GameCube one comes with playable characters Goro and Shao Kahn. Hopefully you can read that. So you got extra bonuses. And then you had like MK Fighters, the classic fighters. You had the puzzle combat and this chess combat. Is this the one that had the driving? Oh, maybe that was the one on the Wii, wasn't it? There, Armageddon. But yeah, both the Mortal Kombat games, I've got these. I haven't looked up prices for any of this stuff, so I don't know how rare some of these things are now. But these are, I believe this was second-hand. I think this was a second-hand one, Deadly Alliance. But Deception I bought brand new on Amazon, I think, and got it imported. And I do have a freeloader for my GameCube, so I can play this. Right, next up, two more American imports, because I don't think they were ever released in Europe. Over that, I was just a bit stupid and just ended up buying the American ones. Mega Man Anniversary Collection, 10 games in one, American import, and Mega Man X Collection. Box art on these is fantastic. I love the box art on these. So this is Mega Man 1 through 8, and 2 never before released in the US arcade games. So it has 10 Mega Man games on 1 disc, include interview with the Mega Man creator, over 30 original artwork selections, remix music tracks inspired by the series, and more. I've heard things about this game saying the emulation isn't great. Now I can't really speak to that because it's been a very long time since I played it. I really like a lot of the classic Mega Man games. I think they're really worth it. As for X, I've hardly played this. Like, you know, by the way, I've got all the new stuff. Like, I try to keep the manuals. I miss the days of manuals, but there's the manual in there. In fact, let's pull that one out. Have a quick look at that. But I've hardly played the Mega Man X games. I've played like a bit of all of them. That's the I can't remember, is that the X suit or the ultimate suit? There's some really nice artwork in here. Shows you the controls. But I've hardly played this. But this is what X. How many games in this? 7 games in one. So side-scrolling Mega Man action, Mega Man X through to Mega Man X6. And there's Mega Man Battle and Chase Racing game never before released. So yeah, there's a ton of content here. There's the back of the box, so you guys can see it. 7 games in one. And the same with the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Sorry, it's a bit shiny on the screen with the reflections. But yeah, love Mega Man. Love me some Mega Man. Nice to have those collections. I have a feeling these now might be quite hard to get hold of, but I can't speak to. I know that GameCube prices have shot up in the last few years in terms of buying them, but I don't plan on ever selling any of this stuff, so... My first of Star Wars games, one of my favourite Star Wars games of all time, Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3. I know a lot of people prefer Rogue Squadron 2, which I don't own. It's definitely a game, or do I? I don't think I own it, or I did buy it and I don't know where I've put it, but it's a game that I had to rebuy this one. I've somehow lost my original copy, so this is second hand, but it's in decent condition. It's got the manual in there. I don't know about the discs, have a look. Oh, disc is fine. But yeah, this game is fantastic. This lets you fly tons of different of the craft in Star Wars in space. Lots of really good levels. It has a complete co-op version of the Rogue Squadron 2 campaign. And there are some on-foot sections that, you know, aren't as great and things like that. The speederbike levels are kind of fun. But honestly, this is one of my favourite Star Wars games of all time. Now, we know Aspyr are re-releasing a ton of Star Wars games on the Switch. Bring this series over. I know there was an HD version of the first Rogue Squadron, but Rogue Squadron 2 and 3, bring those to Switch. This game is fantastic. Really recommend it. A lot of fun. There's the back of the box. But yeah, one of my favourite Star Wars games of all time. It's just fun being able to fly around in X-Wings and TIE Fighters. We need more Star Wars games like this where you can play like a ton of different spacecraft. Fantastic. Like, just make me more of these. Okay, probably the one game that I would probably get rid of my collection because this game does not hold up very well, and that is True Crime Streets of LA, and you can see that I paid £5 for this. £5. This was fun when I played it back in the day. I recently tried this a few years ago, and honestly, it does not hold up particularly well. This was touted as the thing to be like GTA, but it just doesn't hold up particularly great. It's not a terrible game. There's some good ideas in it, but yeah, I don't think I'll ever play this again. It's actually an Activision game, which I didn't realise. But yeah, I probably never touch this again. Honestly, it's just of its time, and the controls are just very wonky, and yeah, you know, just there's better versions of it. But where the Sleeping Dogs, which is basically True Crime 3, that's a much better version than this. True Crime Streets of LA, not Streets of LA. New York, or whatever the other one was called, the second one. I played that for about 10 minutes, so I don't know if that still holds up. But this is a game that definitely does not hold up particularly well. Oh, okay, one of my favourite games on the GameCube. You're going to see this a lot. I love the GameCube. Mario Power Tennis. Fantastic sports game. I still haven't properly played Mario Aces on Switch, but I did enjoy it, and that reminds me very much of this game. A lot of people say that the N64 one's better, but I haven't played it, so I have no comment on it. But this game is super fun. Like, the special moves that you get in it, and like the different stages, there's a ton. This is back when games give you a lot of unlockable content, unlockable characters, unlockable stadiums to play in. Just a really fun game, and like the super moves that you get with the different characters. Like Waluigi in this essentially floods the stadium, swims over to the ball and whacks it and stuff. Like, this is a fantastic game. They re-released it on Wii. I don't know if the Wii controls were any good or not, but yeah, Mario Power Tennis, awesome game. Definitely recommend it. Another game that I love, Simpsons Road Rage. Fantastic game. It is a knockoff of Crazy Taxi, essentially. Is this the one I'm thinking it is, or am I thinking of... Yeah, so I'm thinking of Hit and Run, which, weirdly enough, isn't in my pile. I do own Hit and Run as well, but it's not here at the moment. Yeah, this is the one that's a knockoff of Crazy Taxi. This is really fun multiplayer. I love playing this game multiplayer. Not so much single player, but it's just fun. It's just a fun arcade game. This is back when some of the Simpsons games were really good. This is a really good licensed game. There's the back of the box as well, as you can see. But if you like Crazy Taxi and you like the Simpsons, this is just an instant pickup. This cost me £7. Like, a lot of this stuff was bought many years ago. I imagine some of these games now are much more expensive, but would recommend. Now here's a game that I don't know if many people remember, and you can see pre-owned there, Gladius. This is a LucasArts game, and this is a turn-based sort of strategy game where you basically play as, I think it's like barbarians or the Romans, and yeah, it's actually really good. I never completed it. It's very long, but I remember it being very good and a lot of fun. But essentially, yeah, you pick one or two sides and you go through gladiatorial combat, and you're in different arenas, and you get a ton of different abilities and characters. They have heavies, lights, and mediums, and they're all good at doing different things. And yeah, it's just a really competent game that I think a lot of people forget that was made, and the fact that it's done by LucasArts as well. This is a really, really, really good game. Like, really good game. Might be a little bit repetitive now in terms of gameplay, but like as the game goes on and you get more abilities and skill points and stuff, this is actually really fun. Again, 10 quid. This was back when I would used to pick games up on just on a whim. I'd look at it and go, that sounds interesting, and buy them. I didn't know about pedigree of certain companies like LucasArts and stuff. I just bought this because it looked cool. Here's a game that I want to see remade for Switch, and here's a game series we want to see brought back. F-Zero GX is one of the best racing games I have ever played. This is one of the fastest racing games, it's one of the coolest racing games. This game is fantastic. It's really hard, but it is super cool. I think I picked it up again, got it for a tenner, which is a steal. All these games I got like dirt cheap, by the way, back when I bought them. Now the cool thing about this one is that on the back here it says F-Zero AX. Take your memory card to the arcade and you can link the up-and-coming F-Zero AX arcade game race for your custom machine, earn new parts, unlock bonus features. Now luckily, I have a cheat code thing that just gives me all that in this game, which is awesome. But this game generally is just one of the best F-Zero games. Some people will say F-Zero X is probably better, but for me personally, this is my favourite F-Zero game. I love the style of this game, the speed of it. There's a ton of content in here. And honestly, this is the game that I want to see brought over to Switch. I want to see a remake of this because I think this is the best one. Obviously, I want to see a brand new F-Zero, but this game right now, like, bring this to Switch. This game is phenomenal, and quite frankly, like, yeah, it's just so much fun to play, and it controls beautifully. Once you get the hang of like how the craft handle, so much fun. Definitely recommend this one. This is like one of my favorite games on the Gamecube. Here's a game I've never played. I was given this, but I have never played it, and that is Luigi's Mansion. I've never played this game. I have seen speedruns of it, I've watched people play it, but I personally have never played this game. So there you go, there's the box of it. There is the back. But yeah, no, the game I've never played. I know it was kind of like quite a short game when it released on the Gamecube's launch. But it was just one of those, I just don't have much interest in playing Luigi's Mansion. The only one that I have played was Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS, played like a level of that. They're fun games, I think they're really cool games, but they're not really, I don't know, they just don't really do much for me. So this is one that I have in my collection that I will probably never play. So, unfortunately. Now for my favourite game on the Gamecube. Super Smash Bros. Melee. This is the player's choice one because by the time I got my Gamecube, this version was out and it's a bit cheaper, I believe. This is out, also this disc, you won't be able to see this, but this disc is quite dirty and quite scratched, unfortunately, because it got used a lot. Like, this is before Brawl and everything else came out. This was, you know, my favourite game. I love the box art. I'm actually kind of glad that I've got the player's choice one. I do like the original boxed version, and I probably should get a version of it. But this, for me, is like nostalgia. Like, I played this, it does need a clean, to be fair. But I played this so much, and there's the back of the box as well. You know, I've got like easily like close to 1,000 hours in this combined playtime with other people. Yeah, this was the game that got me into the series. Like, all I wanted. This is true story. I remember playing it, fell in love with the game, and I said to my mum, I was like, all I want for my birthday that year, I was 16. I said, all I want for my birthday is a Gamecube and Smash Bros. I don't care about anything else, I just want that. And bless her, she got me that, and like, that was one of the happiest days of my life, being able to sit down and play that. And I had 2 controllers and we played that. I loved Smash Bros. Melee. Like, this game is just incredible. Does it hold up as well as some people say it is? Not so much. I prefer the newer games, but the things that this game added and content and the amount of hours I got out of it is just incredible. Alright, next up, we've got Gauntlet Legacy, a game that many people may not have played, many people may not remember. Gauntlet series was an old arcade series originally, but the Dark Legacy is essentially a mastered version or a remake of the one that was on the Dreamcast. I don't know if it says on here what it was. But we've got Nintendo exclusive, GameCube exclusive features, expanded inventory system, stereo sound, higher resolution graphics, and more new secret codes and power-ups available only on the Nintendo GameCube. Make this the best Gauntlet Legacy ever. But this game is fantastic, right? If you like an arcadey kind of romp co-op thing, play this game. This is an awesome Gauntlet game. I really like this game. It's hard to see on the back because it is quite blurry, but like, this game was just a lot of fun. It's just you running around with your friends, like playing as a warrior, a Valkyrie, a dwarf, whatever it was, fighting enemies and leveling up, and quite grindy for what it is, but it's just like, what did I get this for? I picked this up for like 8 quid. Like, this is what I mean. There were so many games that I got on my GameCube that they're probably not great games, or they were better versions on other consoles. But for me personally, this was just hours and hours of fun. I played the crap out of the Dreamcast one, which I can't remember what it's called. But the this version of it, incredible. Does run a bit poorly though. That's unfortunate, but it does run a bit laggy. Alright, moving on. We've got so much stuff to get through. So, Soul Calibur 2, absolute classic. I know a lot of people bought the GameCube version so they could play as Link. The artwork on this, on all 3 versions, is awesome. I love this design with the different characters, and have Link and Spawn and Heihachi's on one of them. Probably one of the best Soul Calibur games ever made. Played the hell out of this game as well. Lovely back art. I love Soul Calibur. 1 and 2 I specifically like, and I also own 5 and 6, I think. Oh, 4, 5, and 6. Some of my favourite fighting games. I love these games. And just played the crap out of the first one, which was on Dreamcast. I had it, and then got a GameCube, got this, and me and my brother used to play this a lot. There's a lot of 2-player stuff that me and my brother used to play a lot of. My favourite character is Keelik, but Link is a lot of fun, but he is very broken in some aspects. But I love the fact that you could unlock weapons for each of the characters in this. And tons of weapons. So this had a ton of replay value. It was a lot of fun. And only recently, and in the last couple of years, did I finally do the final challenge to unlock Lizard Man. Years ago I could not do it, and then I managed to finally do it. So I used to run out of time doing it. But great game, love it. Alright. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So we've got a double whammy here. Beautiful Joe, Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble. We'll come to this one in a minute. Beautiful Joe is a very unique game. It is a 2D side-scrolling brawler with like cool film mechanics where you can slow down time, speed up time, take a picture and zoom and stuff like that, and they all do different things. I haven't got the second one. I should probably try and get it before it gets extreme, but it's probably a bit expensive. But this is a Capcom-made game, and this game is actually bonkers. This is a really fun but very hard game. But it's just one of those things where you just basically play as a character running around in a film, beating the crap out of enemies, trying to score combos, and you have unlockables like extra moves and things like that. It's a very crazy game. Really fun. Very hard, but the bosses are a lot of fun in this game. Fantastic. Red Hot Rumble is kind of like Smash Brothers, but it's not as good, and I still don't fully understand how this game works and plays. But basically, you get to play as these different characters. You've got Beautiful Joe, Sylvia, Captain Blue, whatever his name is, and then some other characters that you can play as. I think you can play as a shark and stuff. But basically, I'll just read the blurb on this one, because I feel like this is a game many people probably didn't play or missed or didn't know existed. But it's basically, you want to be a star in the wacky world of movies, then you've got to rumble. Bloody hell, the writing's tiny. You don't just get handed a job in Hollywood, you have to fight for it. Will it be Beautiful Joe or one of his superhero pals that gets the starring role in the new Captain Blue movie? It is Captain Blue. You decide with your fists, battle it out on stunt-crazy film sets, working together to make each perfect slugging it out on top of a building. And then this game basically has 1 to 4 player, superhero smash, and boost powers, and VXF battles. I remember this being fun, but like I said, I still don't fully understand it. I don't think this is necessarily like a great game. I think they probably did this because they were like, well, Smash is popular, or had gotten popular, so let's do something similar. And it's just a multiplayer game. It's about all I can remember about it. I haven't played it in years, but this one I actually did buy new. Yeah, look at the price of that new. £20 for a GameCube game new. That's bonkers. So, I remember it being fun, but I don't think it's like top tier kind of like GameCube game. But I imagine that one actually, the Beautiful Joe series, are probably quite hard to get hold of now. Alright, my other Star Wars game on the Nintendo GameCube, Star Wars Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 2. I love this game. It's made by Raven Software, LucasArts, and Activision and Vicarious Visions. Maybe they ported the GameCube one. Got it used. How much did I get it for? £10 for this game. This game is amazing. I have this on PC, GameCube, and Switch now. That's the front cover. I love the simplicity of it. I love the fact it just says LucasArts Entertainment Company presents Star Wars Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 2. And then that is the back of it. So you can see. These games, this and Jedi Academy, still have the most amount of force powers, and in my opinion, some of the best force powers and play the best. I love these games. They're probably best played on PC rather than console. But I still really like these games, and this game is really, really fun. I love the story. Kyle Katarn is a really fun Star Wars character. And the cool thing about this is it's just like, you just basically go for a single-player story. I think there is a multiplayer, isn't there? A two-player split-screen game. You can play two-player as well. It's fun. It's just a really solid Star Wars game. It is getting on a bit now, but like this is a game that could definitely use like a proper remaster with all the controls and things, and I think it'd be great. But I can't recommend this enough. Basically, I would say, though, get it on PC if you're going to get it, not on a console. It's just easier to use more of the force powers. But Star Wars, fantastic game. Oh, here's one that people love. Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. I really like Paper Mario, this one, and Super Paper Mario. The original N64 one I didn't like very much, but this I think I got new. I think I bought this new. Hard to say, but love the artwork on this one. Love the art style. Fantastic front cover. Really, really, really good. Love it. Fantastic. And then there's the back of the box as well. Got Mario and his pals on the back. But this is just a really solid RPG. This is one of the first RPGs I really, really got into. And yeah, just I love the systems, the mechanics, the very active battle system in terms of attacking and defending and timing. Great. Awesome. Really, really love it. I think this is... ooh. Might have made a slice in my case there. But yeah, this is just one of those games that's really, really solid and very well regarded. There's some really fantastic chapters in this game. There's a couple of the slower ones as well. But all in all, this is just very funny. It's got a lot of humor. The characters are well written. Mario is very well animated in this game. And honestly, like, this is just... There's just so many really cool moments in this game. And it's like, Nintendo, this is how you make a Paper Mario game. Or you do the Super Paper Mario style. And those games are fantastic. The newer ones, not so much. But Thousand Year Door, worth picking up. This I imagine is quite hard to get hold of now. A box copy of it anyway, but I really like this game. This is back when I was buying most of my GameCube games. When I would buy them, were about £30 to £35, so I could easily afford these, no problem. Alright, here's one that was a game that's very much was never considered that good. Future Tactics: The Uprising. Obviously, you can see the 4 for 20 sticker still on it. I haven't taken it off. Made by Joe Wood Productions. Now, that's a company I don't think exists anymore. Warthog and Renderware. But this is a turn-based game. It is a bit naff, but at the same time, there's a lot of charm to this game. The music is awesome, done by Tim Follin. The music is fantastic in this game. And it's very much just like a turn-based tactics game. I think it's one of those GameCube games that most people probably forgot about. It's not just on GameCube, but a lot of people forgot about. But all in all, I really think this is a fun game. It gets very hard, and it can be unnecessarily a little bit challenging. But the concepts and the ideas in this game are really fun. But it's just a single player. Is there a two-player? Yeah, two-player customizable battle mode. But yeah, I really like this game. In a lot of it's not. I don't know if I'd recommend it to somebody because there are issues with it and it is a bit tough. But there's some charm to it and the soundtrack is just phenomenal. So, and this is probably really easy to pick up. I can't imagine many people like want this game. Though I do need to take off the 420 sticker. But Future Tactics: The Uprising, just a fun turn-based tactics game that you've probably never heard of. And you should give this a go. This is good. Ooh. Is a fun multiplayer game. Turok Evolution. This game isn't super amazing. I love the weapons in this game. There are so many cool weapons. The fact that your pistol turns into a sniper rifle is awesome. Also, this box art is fantastic. Look at that. Picked it up secondhand off eBay, this one, and I think the unfortunate thing is my disc is a little bit. Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. Yeah, probably not. No, this disc. I've got it secondhand, is in terrible condition. So it will play the multiplayer fine. Oh yeah, just so you guys can see this, the disc's got an amazing is amazing looking. So cool. This will play the multiplayer fine, but the single player it crashes on a certain level. So I do need to kind of get myself another copy of it, really. But it does have the manual. I think this might have the weapons in it. If it does, that'd be great. But really fun game, multiplayer wise. Definitely recommend if you want to play a multiplayer game. It's cool. Oh, it does have the weapons in it. There we go. Look, it shows you some of this stuff. But yeah, at the bottom there, over there, where my finger's covering, you can put a sniper scope on the pistol, which then turns your pistol into a sniper, and the way it unfolds and stuff is really cool. You've got a bow, you've got a war club, you've got shotgun, grenades, minigun, flechette, flamethrower. Spider mines are fucking amazing, like the way they work and stuff. What else have we got? We've got rocket launchers, plasma cannon, anti-grav beam, crossbow, dark matter cube. That's always fun. It's like a black hole. And then different types of ammo and things, and just generally a really good fun multiplayer game. One of the best cheer up games that I have played in terms of multiplayer. Like, I really like this. I know that the N64 ones had like Rage Wars and stuff, but yeah, if you want a fun multiplayer game, like old school first person shooter, definitely recommend that. Good level design too. Alright, a game that I really want to talk about, Mario Smash Football. And a lot of you American people out there have been like, isn't that Mario Strikers? Yes! In Europe, it's called Mario Smash Football, which confused me the other day because I forgot it was called Mario Smash Football here. This front cover is incredible. Obviously, we're getting a new one. Really hyped about it. It's going to be, like, awesome. I actually did buy this new. How much did I pay for it? £33 for this, and this is one of the best games on Gamecube. This is so much fun. If you like Mario Kart, but you want to play more of like a football version of it, this is essentially Mario Kart, but in football form. It is so good. Like, the animations are so good. Does it have next level on it? Yeah, it does. Like, it's just great. You get to whack people into electric fences. Next level seem to be making the new one. Like, we're getting another one. I am so excited. But this is probably one that's something going to now that they've announced a new one. This is going to shoot up in price. Awesome game. This is the best Mario sports game in my opinion. This and Power Tennis are great, but like, this is hours of fun of just playing multiplayer games and twatting the ball at people and things like that. I love this game. Definitely buy it. Alright. Pikmin and Pikmin 2. This one I got for 10 quid, as you can see at the top there. From a place called Chips, apparently. So 10 quid for this one, and then I don't know how much I paid for Pikmin 2. Doesn't say, which is weird. Do they both have the manuals? I haven't checked all of them. They do! Pikmin and Pikmin 2. We'll start with Pikmin. I like this game, but I don't like time limits in game. I have never finished it. I played a couple of hours of this, and that was about it. I haven't really touched it ever since. Got cool art. So, Pikmin 2, there's not much more I can say about this, but Pikmin 2, on the other hand, this I did play a lot more of. I didn't finish it, but they got rid of the time limit and stuff. You just go around and you do the levels in your own time. That's a really cute box art. And so is the back there with the different characters on it. But I can't say much about Pikmin because I've not really played a huge amount of it in a very long time. I just enjoyed what I played of Pikmin 2, but I never finished it. I never played Pikmin 3 either, so it's another game I should really get around to playing. Alright. I'll start speeding through some of these because we've half an hour in, and I've maybe just about got through halfway. Capcom vs SNK 2 EO Millennium Fighting Edition. This is a game that cost me 10 quid. This is a fantastic fighting game. Unfortunately, the GameCube controller is not the best way to play it, but it's SNK and Capcom characters with a ton of extra stuff. So there's new things in this. So this is we've got the first Capcom vs SNK game for GameCube. I think they added in a specific mode, like a simple mode for the GameCube, where you can you use the C stick to do a specials basically. There's different fighting universes, different fighting grooves, and just generally, like, this is, if you like Capcom games and you like SNK games, this game is awesome. Really good game. Probably the best version of it. Unfortunately, I said the controls are a bit like meh, but honestly, just an awesome game. Like, I love this. Like, Capcom, this is made by Capcom. Like, the Capcom and SNK games are usually pretty good, the fighting games. So, oh yeah, I should probably show off the back as well, so you guys can see that. You can see some of the characters down there. Who's actually on the back there? We got Ken. That's Raiden. Joe Higashi. That looks like Rock Howard. Ryu. Rolento. Kami. Chang, E, Honda, King, like just a ton of really cool characters. Alright. WarioWare. Which one is it? Mega Party Games. This was the port of the Game Boy Advance one to GameCube. This game is hilarious. Really fun multiplayer party game. Would recommend if you've got friends, you just want to have like do a silly thing. Probably the best WarioWare game to date. Like, I like all of them single player wise, but in terms of multiplayer, this is the best one. The new one, Get It Together, has fun multiplayer, but I don't think it's as good as this. Genuinely makes me laugh out loud every time we play it. And it was, you know, a really good version of the WarioWare game, brought it to the GameCube after it was originally released on the Game Boy Advance. But yeah, fantastic game. And I, again, got it for a tenner. Goes to show the good thing about a second-hand market back in the day. Alright, nothing fancy here, but Namco Museum 50th anniversary. This is just a bunch of arcade. You've got PacMan, Ms. PacMan, Galaga, Galaxigan, Dig Dug, Rally X, Pole Position 1 and 2, Xavius, Dragon Spirit, Boss Cannon, Rolling Thunder, Mappy, and Sky Kid. And it's just a nice package of arcade games. There's not much more to say on it. I do like the artwork on the front there, and that is what's on the back. I don't have much to say other than it's an arcade collection of games. Retro cool interface. So yeah, Namco games. Okay, one of the best games on GameCube again. I'm saying that a lot, but I have both of these, the Wii version and the GameCube version. Battalion Wars. When Nintendo wanted to branch out with Advance Wars, they brought this. This is made by Kuju Entertainment, but it's not even written on the back here, is it? No. So they basically did the game. This is a fucking phenomenal game. This game is awesome, and this is one of the ones I did get brand new. This probably was about 35 to 40 quid. This is a real-time, third-person game set in well, it's meant to be in a wars game, hence the name, but just a different kind of thing. I think this originally started off as being called Advance Wars something or other, but ended up getting changed to this. This is just really fun. Third-person combat game. You drive tanks, helicopters, different types of soldiers, and you just do battle over different maps. It's just wonderful, wonderful game. Glad it exists. Glad there's a sequel. If Nintendo brings these back, I will be shocked. I don't think we'll ever see Battalion Wars or the sequel, BWE, ever come back, apart from in port form. I don't think we're ever going to get a third one. I would be blown away. That's even crazier to me than bringing back Advance Wars. But fantastic game. This might be quite hard to get hold of, but I love this game, and I love the Wii one as well. They're both great. Alright, the other good football game. Sega Soccer Slam. This game is hilarious. It is a five-a-side technically. No, four-a-side football game, where you have a crazy cast of characters on each team, and you basically punch and slide tackle your way into beating people up, and it's just full of really crazy stereotypes of people. But this is a game that is just a lot of fun. My brother got me into this, and you have just different types of team combinations. You have your English person, your American, your German, your Russian, different people around the world. They have very silly lines. Plus, Tony Stiggs, who is the commentator, also says some really fun things. And yeah, honestly, just a really straight up good sports game. Very silly. You get to slap people, super kicks, like just fun game. Really fun game. There needs to be a new one of these. I don't think Sega are ever going to do another Soccer Slam, but if they ever did, I'm there for it. All right. Don't know where the other ones from that. We'll come with that. Get these out of the way now. I do have FIFA World Cup 2006. Fun game from what I remember, but I imagine this doesn't play nearly as well. I do have FIFA 05. I don't know where that one is. I just realised I'm missing FIFA 05. I've also got this game, Red Card, which is a football game that essentially lets you play as like weird teams. You can unlock like a dolphin team and like something else, like aliens and stuff. This game just lets you foul the crap out of people. It's just a very silly arcade game, but I don't want to spend too much time on them because they're just generic football games. Oh, one of my favourite racing games of all time, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. This game is amazing. Again, got it for $4.99. Just a really good Need for Speed game. Like one of the best ones I have ever played. Tons of cars. You get to be the cop. You get to pursue people. Does it tell you how many cars are in this? No, it doesn't. But there's also quite a good soundtrack by the looks of it. But yeah, if you like the Need for Speed games, right, or you think they've gone off the rails a bit, this one is just genuinely really fun. They also did a Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remake of the series, like a reboot, sorry. That game is also really good, but this one for me personally is like one of the best ones. I really, 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 really like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Be the cop, police chase, supercars, like, you know, that's all you need. Fantastic game, a lot of tracks, a lot of cars, you unlock them by spending points. It's great. Fantastic game. Recommend. Alright, here's a open world Wild West game called Gun, which I got at the same time as Red Dead Revolver, I think, back in the day. But this was I preferred. This is a really, really fun game. The final boss is a bit crap, but the rest of the game is really cool. You can unlock some stupid stuff in this. But generally just a really solid open world Wild West game. I remember it being fun. I also remember it being quite hard. It's another game that was by Activision. Back in the day, I used to buy a lot of Activision that published stuff, apparently. Neversoft made it, which is a company, a RIP Neversoft. Experienced the brutality, green lust that was the West. But yeah, this game is just a really good open world game. I might need to revisit this to see if it is actually still good. But I remember it being fun and enjoying my time with it. But like I said, the final boss is kind of annoying. But I liked going around and doing the bounties. You have to like, capture people alive and stuff. But yeah, Gun. Good fun. Good fun, Gun. Alright, probably one of the rarest games in my collection, I think, is this. Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes, the remake of the original Metal Gear Solid. This is something that I got for about £20 second hand. It doesn't have the stickers on it or anything, but there is also 2 discs in there. So just so you can see. Manual. But yeah, I remember this. I had never played a Metal Gear game, and my mate kept going on and on and on and on and on to me. So I bought this because I was like, well, I'll buy it. You know, I think it was like in an offer or something. Bought it, and yeah, I'm glad I did, because this is a fantastic game, and also it's really hard to get hold of. It's probably one of the rarest things I've still got. This Battalion Wars, I think, are 2 of the rarest GameCube games I've got. What's that to say other than, like, it's Metal Gear Solid? Like, if you know about it, you know what Metal Gear Solid is. This game is awesome. I'm glad that this is in really good condition. It's definitely not perfect, but the discs and the covers and stuff are still really, really good. And yeah, I just, and this artwork, this front cover is fantastic. That drawing and stuff is so good. I know some people prefer the original, but I really, 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 really like this game. But it is my first entrance into Metal Gear. Alright, now for a really silly game. Dancing Stage Mario Mix. 15 quid with a dance map back in the day, made by Konami. Wrong hand. Whoop, there. Pretty fun game, actually, to be fair, all things considered. Just what you'd expect. It's a dancing game that has Mario tunes in it. You get to watch the Mario characters dance. It's DDR, basically. You can see, or Dance Dance Revolution, one of them. I can't remember which one it is, but that's what it's based on. But yeah, not much to say other than it's a Mario game. It's one of the easier dancing Mario games. I had a lot of fun with it. I still got the dance mat. Still works to my knowledge. Just a Nintendo-fied dancing game. What's more to say? Another really good racing game. Burnout 2 Point of Impact. This was a lot of fun. I haven't played it in years, so I don't know if it still holds up. Burnout 3 is definitely a better game, I think. But I remember this being just a solid racing game with some fun abilities. Gets the extra courses and things in as well. Nintendo official magazine say Burnout 2 will rock you. Wow. Ooh. Logitech force feedback as well, if you've got the wheel for it. But yeah, just a straight up another game with a claim on it. Straight up good arcade racer. I like my arcade racing games. Fantastic. Really, really good game. Here's a game I really don't remember anything about. I have played this twice, I think, the entire time I've had it. But that's Red Faction 2. I always know that this game gets a lot of love, and a lot of people really like Red Faction 2, but I honestly don't remember much about it. To be honest, it looks old. Like, it doesn't age graphically. I know GameCube stuff doesn't always necessarily look that good, but I remember it being fun. But I don't remember. Let's have a look, see if the weapon. Ooh, the manual's cool. Let's see if there's actually weapons in the manual, because that would be really nice if there were. But I don't know if. Oh, there's multiplayer as well. What's the weapons? Are there any weapons in here? There is. Oh, there's vehicles as well. I don't want vehicles. Ah, here we go. So we've got pistol, machine pistol. Oh, so you can dual wield those. That's fun. Got any crazy weapons? Shotgun. We've got a magnetic rail driver. I think that's the gun that lets you shoot through walls. individual combat weapon, grenade launcher, sniper, silence machine gun. That sounds powerful. There's a lot of guns. Assault rifle. Oh, we've got a saturation projectile. I don't know, a wasp, whatever that is. Heavy machine gun. Enhanced machine guns. Dual sniper rifle. Anti-personnel weapon, grenade. So yeah, there's quite a lot of weapons in here. I think a lot of them had alternate fires and stuff, but I think this also had the destructible scenery like the first one. But I don't remember much about it. All I know is I've got this. I played it a couple of times. That's about all I can say on that one. And who was it made by? Volition did this one. There you go. Bit of a random one. Worms 3D. I love the Worms games. This version of Worms 3D has Shake Your Coconuts as the theme, which they later took out and regretted putting in the first place. I really like Worms 3D as a multiplayer game. Single player is alright. It's not as good as the 2D games, but honestly, I didn't realize Sega published it. This is just a straight up, just fun game. If you want to play a fun game where people play this, it does require, trying to get used to playing these games in 3D can be difficult, but like all in all, just a really solid game on the Gamecube and on other platforms. Though I think some people prefer Worms 4 and stuff. Alright. Mario Kart Double Dash. What is there to say other than this is a solid game? You also see it's in a red case. I don't know if that was I had to change it or what, but Double Dash is just a fantastic kart racing game. Probably one of my favourite Mario Kart games, honestly. Just because it was different. You had the different characters. And you had, like, you know, the fact that you had two people and the special weapons and all that good stuff. Really, really good game. I hope to see a lot of the tracks come back that now in Mario Kart 8. Now they're redoing a bunch of them. I hope that they bring back some of the tracks from this game, because this game has some awesome tracks in it. So fingers crossed. Mario Kart Double Dash, definitely worth picking up, by the way. Like, if you haven't played this, play this game. Still holds up really well. Okay, 2 games that I have played very little of. Star Fox Adventures. Star Fox Assault. Star Wars Adventures. I have played this game for a total of 10 minutes. Got very confused and lost very early on. I don't know how. And then never played it again. So I have very little to say on this other than I have the game. And it's made by Rare. And I know that it is a knockoff of Zelda, essentially. Or what a lot of people say it is. That's all I can say on that one. Star Fox Assault, I have played 2 missions of this. I don't remember any of it. And I remember it, but I think people used to rag on this game, but I don't think it's actually that bad. It's by Namco as well, so there you go. I have very little to say about either of these Star Fox games other than, you know, I have them and I should probably play them again. Alright, that gives me this last pile of games here. Let's grab these 2. What has happened there? Why did I do that? Alright. Time Splitters 2 and Time Splitters Future Perfect. We'll come to that in a sec. Time Splitters 2 is really, really fun. I did play this after Future Perfect. I love the story. I like the multiplayer. But it's not as good as Future Perfect in my opinion. This game is fun. And I love the fact that there's a stupid amount of content in it. But this is my favourite Time Splitters game. This game is just so funny. Single player is phenomenal. The multiplayer is just some of the best multiplayer FPS I've ever played. Weirdly enough, I drew a black line down the side of the case. I don't know why I decided to use that as a ruler, which is unfortunate. I think I got this new. Or did I get second hand? I'm not sure. But this game is currently in my Wii, actually. But this is one of my favourite Gamecube games of all time. This is just, I recommend this game if you want to play a classic but solid FPS. This is just amazing. It's funny, there's a good story mode, there's a ton of other content you can do in it. The music is phenomenal in this game, like, so good. Graham Norgate does a lot of it. And obviously, now we're getting Free Radical back and we're getting a new one, so I'm looking forward to that. Very much so. Alright, 2 games that, again, I've watched a lot of but never played. Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2. Now, I actually sold these at one point and rebought them. I think Metroid Prime 1 anyway. I think this is not the original copy. Yeah, this is just a used copy. I think this one I always kept. But Metroid Prime is a game I have played the Wii version of. Sorry, the Wii version of it. So I've played the one with the pointer controls. I tried so many times to get into this game. I can't. It doesn't really. I'm hoping that if this rumor is true, I will get into it then. But fantastic game. Love watching people play this. Just not for me personally. I prefer the 2D Metroid games, honestly. But this game is probably one of the quintessential GameCube games. If you can play this on GameCube or on Wii or Wii U, like, definitely would recommend it. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's a bad game. As for this one, I have never played. Probably never will play this. But this is just, I love the box art on this game. It's fantastic. This is the harder. I think this is harder than the original Prime game, and a lot of people say this. This game is good up until sort of near the end where it gets a bit backtracky. But all in all, like the Prime games are just very solid. So, if you want classic, just GameCube games, these are two of the best you're going to get hold of. All right, some of my favorite games: Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, and Pandora Tomorrow. I did that in the wrong order, but I think I bought Splinter Cell at the same time as I bought Pandora Tomorrow. Splinter Cell I have completed. I very much completed this one. I enjoyed this game. Quite simple and probably one of the... I remember this being quite tough, but I like the fact that this is a series that I really got into. I like my stealth action games. Played this one. Don't remember much about it. Played it. Enjoyed it. Remember very little about this game. I didn't complete this one. I don't know what they actually added. I think they might have added some stuff into the game. But all in all, just enjoyed this up until a point and then just stopped playing. Whereas Chaos Theory, this I did sell, so this sticker and stuff, this is just a bit of... I remember rebuying this. Don't know how much for, honestly. This also is double disc, so yeah. But essentially, I got this, sold it, and then bought it again because I was going through that phase of trying to trade in games and stuff. Whereas now I don't do that. This game is really fun. This is probably my second favorite Splinter Cell game. I never finished it. I got to the last level and then just never finished it. But this was the first one where they actually made it so you could set off more alarms and you didn't lose the mission. Great game, fantastic start. The first level on the boat is amazing. There's a boat. Yeah, I think it's on a boat, or the second level is there's like a boat in an island. But this game is just fantastic. I might be getting confused with Double Agent, but Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, fantastic game. Out of the three of them, that's the one I recommend. Alright, we're getting through this pile quite quickly. Let's do that. We've got Agent Under Fire and Nightfire. Two very fun Bond games. I think Nightfire is a better game. The multiplayer in both of these is awesome, but this I think is just a better game. Agent Under Fire is... I've actually completed the single player. I haven't in Nightfire. A bit shorter, a bit easier, but just a solid game all around. These are when they were doing a lot more James Bond games, but they were good licensed James Bond games. I think they're probably trying to recreate the success of GoldenEye, but this... excuse me. this is just really solid. I would recommend this one, but I would also recommend this one even more. I think Nightfire is one of the best James Bond games. The multiplayer is amazing. There are tons of guns. There are just so much stuff in this. Like the single player is fun. There's tons of gadgets, lots of unlockables, cheats, all that good stuff. I didn't show the back of this one, did I? What's he doing? We've got needs a hero. They're called James Bond. Obviously, these games are starting to look a bit, of the time, but a bit of Piers Brosnan. There's some fun levels in this. All right. PacMan World 2, PacMan World 3. This I bought brand new for 30 quid, and this I got second hand for £10. This is the better game. PacMan World 2 is basically a knockoff Crash Bandicoot. That's how I always look at it. It's just a 3D platformer. It's very cute, and I just remember it being fun. It's just a fun game. Some cool bonus levels. There's nothing super special about it, but it's just a good Pac-Man game. I enjoy it. I never played the very first one. I only ever played this one and the third one. But yeah, recommend this. This is a good game. This I can't really recommend as much. It's got terrible voice acting in it. The game's less. It's more like a brawler at the parts. It's just very odd. It's a very odd game. You get to play as the ghosts at one point as well, but it's not awful. But yeah, it's just an odd game. There's not much I can say about this other than maybe don't play this. PacMan World 2 is good, but this is not so great. A couple of Sonic games. We've got Gems Collection and a Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Gems, I do have Mega Collection, but I lent it to somebody and I still haven't got it back yet. I need to do that at some point. Gems Collection isn't that great. If you don't it's good for a couple of games, but it's really not amazing because it's mostly Game Gear games. But it's a good collection. You can get this on a lot of platforms. This I bought new, I think. But Rejoice for Sonic CD, yeah. This is that quote for Nintendo Official Magazine. Honestly, you basically bought this for Sonic CD and maybe one other game, and that was it. That's it. It's just a collection of Sonic games and a few other Sega games on there. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, this is probably one of the better 3D games. This is actually another player's choice one I have. This has more content, more multiplayer content than the original game. Really, really fun. I didn't show you the back. I keep doing this. Like, there's the back of the Fighters was on there as well. And those 3 games are probably what you bought this for gems. And then Battle has that on the back of it. I love the artwork on this game. That is actually really cool, that front cover. I like that. But, you know, it's Sonic Adventure 2. It's a solid game. So, right, 2 games that people, to be honest, don't really hold up necessarily that well, but I really like them. Conflict Desert Storm, Conflict Desert Storm 2. Now, I had to change the case for this, and inside of my Conflict Desert Storm case is also the Collector's Zelda disc, which I believe is quite rare now, but that lives in my Conflict Desert Storm case. Anyway, Conflict Desert Storm. Fantastic multiplayer game. I really like these games. They definitely don't hold up particularly well now, but they were really cool at the time. They were basically you can play up to 4 people, but the frame rate would drop massively. But yeah, they were basically, you play them 2-player, you get different team members that you could level up, get better at things, and just go through. And it was just good, like, third-person war games. Same with the second one, more of the same basically. They were just fun. There's not really much here that I can say that other than, like, I can't really recommend playing these. They'll always be dirt cheap because I don't think these are going to be particularly rare in the future. But those are out of all the conflict games that I played. There was also Vietnam and Global Assault, I think are the other ones. These 2 are probably the best ones that they released. Alright, now my collection of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and American Wasteland. We'll talk about them separately. 3 and 4, I remember these being fairly decent. The front covers are very similar. 3, I prefer 2 to 3, but it's basically more of the same. It's just Tony Hawk's, it's what you imagine it is. I just remember finding these on Gamecube. That was $3.99 to get that one. This was $4.99 for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. This is kind of like open worldy, from what I remember. I don't really remember much about this game. Like, I've played it once and it's just kind of gone from my memory. So, like, I've got them, but like I hardly ever play 3 and 4. I just don't remember much about. These 2 games on the other hand, I absolutely love. These are 2 of my favourite Tony Hawk's games. This game is hilarious. Yes, it's basically Jackass. I never had or played much of Tony Hawk's Underground 1, but this game I played a lot of, and I got it for 15 quid. This is absolutely one of my favourite Tony Hawk's games. The soundtrack is incredible. The gameplay is incredible. Love it. Love this game. It's very silly, but I love it. Tony Hawk's, and this is just this is another one of my favourites. The concept of what this game was is one of the first games that didn't have any loading screens in the main menu. They basically had like areas you'd go through and stuff. But again, absolutely love this game. Great soundtrack again, like fantastic. And then lastly, we've got Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and then Donkey Konga 1 and 2. Jungle Beat is just a really solid platformer with the bongos. You don't have to use the bongos, you can use a controller, but really good game. I actually have 3 sets of the bongos. Probably get more of those if I can, because they're worth having, but because one of my sets is knackered. But really good game, very good as a platformer. And then the Konga games, which are rhythm games, do require the bongos to play. Well, you can use a controller, but it's very, very easy. And yeah, they're basically just rhythm games with different soundtracks. Yeah, and so recommend those. Those are the first GameCube game I got was Melee. The second GameCube game I got was Donkey Konga. So I had a very fun birthday and Christmas that year. Honestly, all the stuff I've shown you, this is like, I think I'm missing like FIFA 05. I don't know where that is. But that's pretty much my entire collection. I feel like there might be 1 or 2 other games somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that's it. This is why I need to like get them on a shelf and remember it. But I do have FIFA 05 as well. And I may have bought a version of Rogue Squadron 2. I literally cannot remember. But all in all, that's my collection for GameCube games. I know it's been a long video, but you know, I just wanted to show this off. I wanted to talk about it to show what I own in my collection and just genuinely like, you know, I loved my GameCube. You know, when I got my GameCube, I loved it. So, you know, drop down below like what you know, what games you like or what games you have if you've got any of the same ones. What games you like on the GameCube, and if there's stuff that you think I should potentially look at. I mean, I'm not going to be buying silly amounts of GameCube games simply based on the fact that they're very expensive now, and I don't want to splash out that kind of money on games that I may never play. But I will be looking at picking up a couple more in the future, because there are a couple games I'd like to get hold of, namely Rogue Squadron 2, but that might be one that's quite expensive now. I don't know, I have to have a look. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe. I can happily do a collection, show you my collection of other games for other consoles. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description as always. And until next video, I will see you then.